Beware, your neighbor is keeping an eye on your house because they have claimed your property as their own. This isn't paranoia or coincidence. What you've been noticing is real, and it's more serious than you think. Those strange glances, the timing of when they appear outside, the way they position themselves to watch your every move. It's all connected to something they believe they now own. If you felt like someone is always watching, always noting your patterns, you need to hear this message right now. Your instincts are correct, and action is required immediately. Ignoring this situation could cost you more than just peace of mind. When neighbors start claiming parts of your property, even informally, it can lead to serious legal complications down the road. Your sense of security, your property value, and even your legal rights could be at stake. This isn't just about feeling uncomfortable in your own home. It's about protecting what you've worked hard to own. The longer you wait to address this, the stronger their perceived claim becomes. Some neighbors use surveillance as the first step in a larger plan to take what's yours. Time is working against you, and every day of inaction makes their position stronger. If you've noticed your neighbor watching your house, timing their activities with yours, or acting strangely around your property, comment aware right now. This message found you at exactly the right moment. You're not imagining things, and you're not alone in dealing with this. Share your experiences in the comments below. Community awareness is our first line of defense against neighbors who cross boundaries and violate our privacy. Let's talk about what you've probably been seeing. Your neighbor appears outside whenever you come home. They linger by windows that face your property. They take unusually long times doing yard work, always positioned where they can see your house. They know your schedule better than some of your family members do. This isn't friendly neighborhood awareness. This is surveillance. The psychology behind this behavior is complex. Some neighbors become obsessed with control and boundaries. Others convince themselves they have legitimate claims to parts of your property. They might believe an old fence line gives them rights, or that using a pathway for years means ownership. The watching phase is them building their case, documenting your habits, and strengthening their perceived claim over what they think belongs to them. Like this video if you want to learn how to protect yourself from invasive neighbors. You're about to step into a new level of awareness about your rights and your property. Taking control starts with understanding what's really happening. This information will empower you to defend what's rightfully yours and restore peace to your home environment. Here's what your neighbor has likely claimed, and why they're watching you so closely. They believe they have rights to part of your property. Maybe it's a strip of land along the fence line. Perhaps it's access through your yard that they've been using for years. It could be parking space, garden area, or even just the right to monitor your activities because they consider themselves the neighborhood watch in their mind. They've established some form of ownership or authority over your space, legally. This is called adverse possession or prescriptive easement, but most neighbors don't know these terms. They just know they want something that belongs to you, and they're building their case through observation and documentation. The watching isn't random. It's strategic. They're noting when you're home, when you're away, and how you use your property. Comment protect if you're ready to receive guidance on safeguarding your property rights. Knowledge is power when dealing with boundary crossing neighbors. You have more control over this situation than you realize. The community here supports each other in standing up to invasive behavior. Your property is your sanctuary, and you deserve to feel safe and secure in your own space without constant surveillance from people who have no right to watch you. Start documenting everything immediately. Every time you see your neighbor watching, note the date, time, and what they were doing. Take photos from inside your house showing them positioned to observe your property. Record videos if possible, but be careful about privacy laws in your area. Keep a written log of their surveillance activities. Note patterns. Do they watch when you leave for work, when you come home, during weekend activities? This documentation serves multiple purposes. First, it validates your concerns with concrete evidence. Second, it provides legal proof if you need to involve authorities. Third, it helps you understand their patterns so you can take protective action. Save everything digitally with timestamps. Email yourself daily summaries so you have dated records. This evidence collection isn't paranoia. It's smart property protection. The more detailed your records, the stronger your position becomes. Your property rights are protected by law, but you need to understand what crosses the line from neighborly interest to illegal surveillance, watching your house from their own. Property might be annoying, but isn't necessarily illegal. However, if they're trespassing to get better viewing angles, using recording devices pointed at your windows, or harassing you through their observation, that's different. Harassment laws vary by location, but persistent surveillance that makes you feel threatened can qualify. Document how their behavior affects your daily life. Can't enjoy your backyard because you feel watched. That's impacting your property use. Feel unsafe in your own home. That's harassment. Some areas have specific laws about recording neighbors or maintaining surveillance equipment. Research your local ordinances. Knowledge of your legal rights gives you confidence to address the situation properly and know when professional help is needed. Type boundaries in the comments to affirm your commitment to protecting your property rights. You have the strength to stand up to neighbors who violate your privacy and peace. Setting clear boundaries isn't being difficult, it's being responsible. This community stands together against invasive behavior. Your home should be your sanctuary, free from unwanted surveillance and neighborhood power plays. You deserve respect and privacy in your own space. Living under constant neighbor surveillance takes a real toll on your mental health and daily life. You start second guessing normal activities, feeling watched even when they're not around, and losing the sense of privacy that makes a house feel like home. This emotional impact is valid and serious. Many people report anxiety, sleep problems, and constant stress when dealing with invasive neighbors. You might find yourself avoiding your own yard, closing curtains during the day, or timing activities to avoid their watching eyes. This isn't how you should have to live in your own home. The feeling of being monitored in your private space can trigger deep feelings of violation and helplessness. Recognizing these emotions as normal responses to abnormal behavior is important. You're not overreacting, and you don't have to accept this as your new normal. There are multiple ways to protect yourself and reclaim your privacy from invasive neighbors. Physical barriers work well. Strategic fencing, privacy screens, or landscaping can block their view of your activities. Security cameras pointed at your own property create evidence while deterring unwanted attention. Motion. Activated lights can discourage nighttime surveillance. Technology solutions include apps that document incidents, security systems that alert you to movement, and even white noise machines to mask conversations in your yard. Communication strategies matter too. Sometimes direct conversation works, but document everything. Consider involving neutral third parties like homeowner associations or community mediators. Legal consultation becomes necessary when behavior escalates or affects property values. Don't handle this alone. Neighborhood support groups, online communities, and local resources exist specifically for these situations. The key is creating multiple layers of protection while building a support network that validates your experience and helps you take action. Comment secure if you're ready to implement protection measures and take control of the situation. You have the power to change how this neighbor situation affects your life. Knowledge combined with action creates results. This community supports each other in standing up to boundary violations. Share your successful strategies below to help others facing similar challenges. Together we can create safer, more respectful neighborhood environments for everyone. Neighbors attempt to claim property in several ways. And understanding these helps you recognize what's happening. Adverse possession occurs when someone uses your land openly for many years, potentially gaining legal rights to it. Prescriptive easements happen when neighbors establish pathways or access routes. Through repeated use, boundary disputes arise from unclear fence lines, with neighbors claiming land beyond their actual property limits. Some neighbors assert informal ownership over parking spaces, garden areas, or maintenance responsibilities. Others claim authority over neighborhood activities, positioning themselves as unofficial supervisors. Encroachment issues develop when neighbors build structures, plant gardens, or place objects on your property. Each situation requires different responses, but all start with the neighbor believing they have some right to your space. The watching phase helps them build their case by documenting your property use patterns. Understanding their strategy helps you counter it effectively. Take these steps within the next 24 hours to protect your position. First, walk your entire property line with your deed or survey in hand, taking photos of current conditions. Mark any encroachments or areas where neighbors might claim use. Second, install temporary privacy measures like outdoor curtains or screens to block their viewing angles immediately. Third, start your documentation log today with detailed notes about recent surveillance incidents. Fourth, research your local property records online to confirm exact boundary lines. Fifth, contact your homeowners association if you have one to report the situation. Sixth, take photos of any neighbor items on your property or signs of their use. Seventh, review your home security options and install cameras if needed. Time is critical because the longer situations continue unchanged, the stronger neighbor claims become. These immediate steps protect your legal position while gathering evidence. Type action in the comments to commit to taking immediate protective steps. You're not powerless in this situation, and waiting won't make it better. Taking control back from invasive neighbors starts with decisive action. This community believes in your right to peace and privacy in your own home. Every step you take makes you stronger and more secure. Share your action plans below for mutual support and encouragement. Sustainable solutions require planning beyond immediate protection. Document everything consistently to build a strong case over time. Consider professional mediation services that specialize in neighbor disputes. Neutral third parties often resolve issues that direct communication cannot. Legal consultation helps you understand your options and rights without immediately escalating to court action. Community involvement through neighborhood associations or local government can address pattern behaviors that affect multiple residents. Prevention strategies include clear boundary marking, regular property maintenance, and establishing positive relationships with other neighbors who can serve as witnesses. Some situations require formal legal action, but many resolve through persistent documentation and appropriate pressure. The goal is creating lasting change that protects your property rights while maintaining reasonable community relationships. Focus on solutions that address root causes rather than just symptoms. Consistency in applying protective measures eventually convinces problematic neighbors to redirect their attention elsewhere. You have every right to live peacefully in your own home without unwanted surveillance or property intrusion. This situation is manageable when you approach it with knowledge, documentation, and appropriate action. Your instincts about being watched were correct, and your concerns are completely valid. The neighbor's claims on your property have no legal standing when you understand and exercise your rights properly. Take pride in protecting what you've worked hard to own. Stand firm in your boundaries while building the support network needed for lasting solutions. You're stronger than you realize, and this challenge will make you more confident in handling future property issues. Your home is your sanctuary. Defend it with the conviction it deserves. Act now, stay consistent, and reclaim your peace of mind.